Hey, what's going on? It's Nick here, and today we're going to be covering a formula that I've created actually, and this formula is going to be what I'm calling the three-phase formula for excellent lead follow-up and generation. Now, as you know, we are giving away to the first 10 individuals who become elite partners with us today and throughout this week, 3 email templates. So obviously it's very important to know how to generate leads, but what's more important is how to communicate with those leads after you've captured them in your lead capture pages. So what we're going to be doing in this video is going over that 3-step formula that I've come up with to help you better communicate with your leads using these 3 templates. And also, if you're not one of the 10 to actually get this, which I don't know how many there are right now, so it might be actually worth your time to go and get yourself a spot in the Elite Partnership right now to get those 10 templates. But if you aren't one of those 10, this is also going to help you in the future to get your lead generation and lead communication up to par.
Alright, so let's get started here. Now this is going to be phase 1, and in phase 1 we're going to be talking about something I'm calling controlled chance. Now this might sound a little funny right now, but when you hear my story about this, it's going to kind of make sense to you. But the reason why I'm saying that this is controlled chance is because in life, there are chance moments that you run into individuals constantly and in a certain way that you build instant connection with them. And the reason why I'm calling this controlled is because you have the ability to control this so-called chance when you capture a lead and start building rapport with them using email. So in this section here, in phase 1, one of the most effective ways to communicate with a lead as soon as they come in. So we got a lead over here. We got our lead, fresh, hot off the presses here. And they know nothing about us. They know absolutely nothing. But they just came over here. They saw this really nice looking opt-in form. And they put their name and email into this form, which sent them over to perhaps a video of you. But what also happened is it sent them into your autoresponder. So now you have this autoresponder, you have this name in here, and you also have, their email, so you can communicate with them on a regular basis. Now a lot of people fail at doing this correctly because they either don't have the right follow-up sequence, they don't know how to do it, or they're just kind of lazy and they think that once they have the lead, they can just start selling them stuff without building rapport. So what you need to do immediately as soon as you capture this lead over here is build rapport with them. And the best way to do that is being in their way every single day for what I'd say about 7 days is the optimum time limit here. So you'll see that Magnetic Sponsoring, we have a 7-day follow-up sequence when someone opts in to get this 7-day sequence from Mike Dillard. So 7 days is definitely, you want to be in front of them every single day for at least 7 days. I'd say minimum of 5 days. So if you don't want to do a 7-day follow-up sequence, do at least 5 days. And this is where you're going to be giving away your best stuff. Now the reason you want to give away your best stuff in this follow-up sequence is because people are going to be, they're going to be coming cold. They don't know anything about you. So when you give your best stuff to them, that's all of a sudden going to send off, a little light bulb. Like, wow, this person here, is the real deal. They know their stuff. And not only do they know their stuff, but they're going to give it to me for free. So once you do that and you build instant rapport with your list, then we're going to move on to phase 2, and I'm going to show you a little bit on how you want to communicate with them after the 7 days or 5 days.
So there's a really great story that I have to share with you that goes along with this theme very well. Now, being in communication with someone every single day is obviously going to create a connection if there is one there. So I have a story about a friend of mine actually who became a very, very good friend of mine in college. Now it just seemed like happen chance, and perhaps that's what it was, but what happened was the first day that I'd met this individual was in a chemistry lab. So we became lab partners that day because we didn't really know what was going on. We were like, okay, I need someone to be my lab partner. Will you be my lab partner? You seem like a smart guy. So we became lab partners that day. And what happened is throughout the day, we kept running into each other. So obviously we were both majoring into science, which made sense that we'd run into each other. So what happened is ended up meeting up for lunch. We had the same friend. So we ended up meeting, we didn't know that. It was like, hey, what's up? We just became lab partners and whatnot. So that was kind of cool. And then towards the end of the night, this was just completely like just crazy, because there's so many gyms in the area that I live in that you wouldn't think that anyone else would be going to that gym, the same exact gym that I'm going to. So I went to the gym that night, and I was working out. I had my buddy there or whatever, and someone caught my eye. I figured like something. I knew who it was. I didn't really know them, but I knew they looked very familiar. And they turned around at one point, and I realized it was my buddy. So it was just really funny. But the point is that immediately after that, we became workout partners. We hung out all the time, and we started studying together. We were lab partners. All this cool stuff happened. But the point is that the reason why it happened so fast was because there was communication and connection, not just every single day, but throughout that entire day, at least 3 or 4 times. So this kind of goes along with the theme of being in touch with your list and being in touch with those cold leads every single day and every single opportunity you have, because you never know who could be in that list, who's going to be your best customer, your best subscriber, or your best friend.
So here we are in phase 2, and I am actually calling this becoming the likable marketer. So just a really quick example, and this may seem a little funny, but you ever have an experience where there was this one actor or actress, and they, you thought this person was just the hottest thing you've ever seen, you just absolutely loved them. You started watching more of their movies because they were, so attractive to you. And then, some dirt started coming up. They had some skeletons in their closet. You found out that they were, a wife beater or something horrible about this person. And, your taste in them, it kind of dwindled. You didn't think they were as hot as they used to be. And so you stopped watching their movies and stopped paying attention to them. Well, this is a lot how it works in marketing. Now, maybe you've seen this or experienced it in the past, but if you don't actually like the marketer that you're paying attention to, then you're not going to buy any of their stuff, for one, and you're not going to pay attention to any of their videos or marketing messages because you just don't like them. So what you want to be is the likable marketer. Being real with people and being down to earth and not being super hypey is actually going to do a lot more for you in the long run than being hypey about some kind of product and getting a bunch of sales in the just for a one-time hit is going to do for you. You want to be building rapport with people, and so you want to be that likable marketer. In order to do this, there's only one way for you to do this, and that's to bring your personality to the table. Now, if you think this is kind of scary, bringing your personality online, then you're absolutely right. Sometimes, and in the beginning, it is a little scary because you don't know how people are going to think about you and what people are going to think about you. And this is actually what I had to experience when I first came online, and I was being told, well, you got to be, personable. You got to bring your personality online. You got to be unique. We hear this all the time, but then we realize, oh my gosh, we're communicating with real people. What if they don't like me? What if they don't like my personality? Well, what helped me was realizing that there are over 6 billion human beings on planet Earth. 6 billion. Obviously, all 6 billion are not online, but if 10 of them don't like me because my personality doesn't resonate with them, maybe they don't like my humor, maybe they don't like how I do video, maybe they think I'm ugly, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that 10 who doesn't like me if, I have another 100 over here who absolutely love me because I had the balls to bring my personality into it. So taking into consideration the vast amount of people who are online and the vast amount of people that you have the ability to communicate with, don't worry about those individuals over here who are just ashamed of themselves. You know, they can't get in front of video because they don't have confidence, so they love picking on other people who are actually getting in the game and getting their hands dirty. So bring your personality to the table and people will fall in love with you.
Now, like I said, almost everyone misses this, and this is the key point in actually building a brand around yourself, is bringing your personality into it. And to me, my favorite medium for bringing your personality into your market is obviously video. You know that I shoot tons of videos, I just love doing video, and I'm not that amazing. You know, there are some times that I lose track of my thought, or, you know, I stutter a little bit, I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's not about being an excellent speaker. It's not about being perfect all the time. It's about being in front of the camera, bringing your personality to the community. You get to see firsthand how I am, who I am. You get to see my face, you get to see my body language, everything. So bringing your own personality to your community is going to build rapport instantly with that person. So you have to bring your personality to the game, even if you're not on video. Make sure you're talking, or make sure you're writing your emails and your blog posts and your ads, whatever. Bring some of your personality into it. If you're a fun, crazy, wild person, bring some of that into it. If you're funny, if you have a lot of humor, bring some of that into it. If you're very serious and deep and grounded, bring some of that into it. Bring your personality into it, and people are going to fall in love with you, and then they're going to fall in love with your marketing.
All right, we've made it. We've made it to the final phase, the third phase in this little formula here, and that happens to be actually one of the most long-term and most important for long-term, because this has to do with delivery, but not just delivery, but the continuity of delivery. So we'll call this delivery. We'll do continuing, because you can't just deliver the goods in the first 7 days or 5 days and stop. A lot of people do this. A lot of people, for some reason, they get all excited and they go ahead and start doing their 7-day sequence. They pop out a couple videos in that sequence maybe, and then all of a sudden after the 7 days are over, it's just like, go. Okay, now what do I do? And most people don't know what to do, so they don't do anything. And the list gets dry, and all of a sudden they're back to square one, where they don't have any leads that like them or know them or they're communicating with. So we want to stop this from happening. So that's why we are providing you with those 3 email templates. But on top of that, let's talk about this real quick. You want to continue delivering the goods. And a really good formula to follow for this, that I actually follow myself, is after that 7-day period is up and you've communicated with them, you've given them some really, really good stuff, then they're going to be hungry for more. But the thing is, you don't want to continue giving them more every single day. Then obviously your marketing is going to dry up, unless you're a super genius and you have a new marketing method coming out every single day. But what you want to do is kind of start to space your emails out. Now there's different ways to do this. Obviously, if you've been in email marketing for any period of time, you know that there's a follow-up and there's broadcasts. So what you want to do is, obviously the 7-day is going to be your follow-up sequence. But what you want to do is actually have broadcast messages that go out that are up to date. So this is going to be something that's, maybe a new marketing method, or, maybe it's a blog post that you have. Maybe it's a video that you just did on some kind of topic, or maybe you just, went to a networking event and you either have some footage of that, or maybe you have a little quick interview or something that you want to write a post about or write an email about. Then go ahead and put that into your broadcast. But make sure you don't do this too often, otherwise your list is going to kind of get too saturated by your marketing. But a really good spaced out sequence that I would have of doing these broadcasts is about 2 to 3 emails per week. Now this doesn't mean that you have to do just 2 to 3 blog posts or videos per week. You could do a blog post every day. You could create a new video every day. But what you want to do is give them your best stuff. So if you did 7 videos, if you did a video every single day for an entire week, pick out your best 2 or pick out your best 3 and shoot an email over to your list and say, hey, come check out this video. I got a lot of great feedback from this, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about it. Because you're going to be spacing this out, people are going to look at your emails as being a little bit more exclusive because they're not getting them every day. They're not being bombarded by you. So when they do get your email, they're almost excited to see that. So, here's a little funny example. Christmas only comes once a year, right? As far as I know, that's all it does. So there's my horrible Christmas present with a bow there. Christmas comes only once a year, and yet every single time everyone is super, super excited about it because we have presents and we have these fantastic dinners and stuff. Now, what if Christmas were to come every month? Would we really be as excited as we are about Christmas if it came every single month and we had a fantastic dinner every single month and we had presents every single month? Some of you might be saying, well, heck yeah, I'd love to have presents every single month. But the point is, the whole event, the whole feeling of warmth and being with your family and going to church with your family on that Sunday or Saturday, if that's your thing, that's the experience that we all look forward to because it's so cherished because it only happens once a year. So being a little bit scarce in your emails is going to actually be more beneficial for you than shooting out 5 or 6 emails every single week. So that's what I got for you in phase 3, and we're going to close this out with a live video real quick.
So here's really where a lot of people fail in building communication with their list is they get really excited and they do everything in the first 2 phases of this formula. They do everything perfect, they're communicating, they're bringing their personality to it, and then they stop. I don't know why, but we stop. We have this tendency of getting very excited, everything's working out, we're communicating, we're seeing open rates, we're seeing click-through rates and stuff, and then we just stop, we freeze up, we don't know exactly what we're supposed to write in the next email. We don't know why we're writing the next email. And so what these 3 email templates are going to do for you when we give them to you is they're going to help you not only jumpstart your communication with your list, but also set the stage for the next following emails that come after, the next week, the next month, and throughout the year. It's going to set the stage and posture you in a certain way that's going to give you more confidence when you decide to act on this and when you start writing these emails and these blog posts. So this is the last part of the phase. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. I believe we have 2 or 3 of the blog templates left right now. I don't know, Vitaly's going to let you know, but I hope you act on this because this is an amazing opportunity for you to jumpstart your business and take it to the next level. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we'll talk soon.